Welcome to an all-new episode of Work in Progress with John Lane and Will Barfield. This podcast explores leadership traits under stress with a special guest each week. We use a simple and accurate OAD assessment to identify key personality traits or superpowers, as well as the shadow side, kryptonite traits that appear when we're under stress. As always, we'll have some pod banter, shameless plugging, and we'll even let our guests talk for a bit. Of course, no humble brags. Welcome to the show. Welcome, everybody. This is our 1 year anniversary all banter podcast. Will, what do you think?
I think we can easily fill 30 to 45 minutes with banter. I'm ready.
That makes one of us.
Or 5 minutes.
I think
whatever,
we'll go for
whatever's
five
better for the audience.
and get there. So just going to flip through our usual. I'm John Lane.
I am Will Barfield.
And we are
a work in progress.
We've been here a year. And Will, I got you a cake.
Oh, it looks delicious. I love that graphic. That is wonderful confetti, and I'm sure it's delicious. Is that buttercream frosting?
It took me seconds to steal it. Borrow it from Pinterest.
So permanently borrowed.
But yeah, listen. In all seriousness, a year. Who would have thought?
I don't know. A year ago, we knew what our goals were, where we were headed. We just knew that we were doing something fun, and other people seemed to like it, so we kept going.
Yeah, and for those who are listening, well, if you're not listening, you're not hearing me. So
that's true.
But we started organically, right? So we got ourselves booked doing a couple of offsites. And then I said I would better practice. And so I recorded it and I showed it to you. And you said, hey, that's pretty good. Do me. So then we did you. And I think it was a year ago this week that you and Amy were in Charleston watching it. And then we did my brother Tom, and I think then we said, oh my God, we had a podcast. Now, we weren't work in progress then. We were more just focused on leadership traits under stress as the name and the theme, but work in progress came along. We were all Zoom those first few episodes. Those were pretty heinous compared to the beautiful software that we have now. Hi, you guys have been great to us. We truly appreciate it, and the software is magnificent for video first podcasting. So I think you were asking me, did I have any fun facts about the pod? Was that you?
Yes, I'd love to walk through those if you have, even if they're unfun.
That's true. All right. Here's just a couple of data bits that I've pulled together in case anyone's interested. So we've recorded 51 episodes so far. We have 5 more to do this year. That is over 200 shows and segments, not sections, which is kind of fun. And we just this week started booking Q1, and we have lots of pent-up demands. I'll also announce that we are moving to a 2 new episodes a month frequency because we want... Instead of 4, exactly. Because we want to... take some of our earlier episodes and put them back out in circulation because
shuffle them in.
Yeah, and folks weren't paying attention to us back in the day, so we should get those Tom Lane and Larry Long and Sarah Glova, Clark Rinehart, those Danny Rosen, get those OG episodes out in circulation.
Yeah, Clark was trapped in a phone booth or something.
We've literally had thousands of YouTube views. And then I know this comes up every week, but we have our little leadership matrix, 32 builders, and most of them are negotiators. And so we need to get better at diversity in general, but we need to get better at diversity outside of negotiators because they is everywhere.
Yeah, and I counted real quickly. I took my socks and shoes off, and it looks like we've got 10 of the 13 traits represented so far, but we haven't seen the whole spectrum.
Yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot. What are the 3 we don't have?
Do I have time to look?
Yeah.
I do?
No, anyone could look.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
The missing 3.
Can you name all 13?
Absolutely not. I can't name all 13.
Okay.
No.
I could.
I can when I read that slide, though. really
No
skilled at
one
that.
wants to hear. Okay, let me try to do it from memory. In Builder, there's influencer, negotiator, um, uh, I lost my, adventurer,
Yeah.
and God, this is terrible. I'm under stress. This is
You are under stress.
leadership traits under stress. I'm gonna
Live.
bow out of this one.
Live stress. I think maybe you move on to the next
Oh,
slide.
yeah, I'm getting out of this. I'm extracting myself. So okay, so keeping this a little short. So I did give you some warning. We're going to do a lightning round. I'll ask the question, you answer, I'll answer, then we'll go to the next one. Lightning round. You ready? Favorite episode?
Gosh, at this point, probably Danny Rosen.
Really?
Hmm.
Good. He's a good dude. Mine just had to be when my twin brother was on, Tom. Just it was just
Well,
so fun to be able to do that with him, and he connected us with So that was awesome. Uh, did you anything unexpected come up through these 51 episodes?
anything unexpected? I think I didn't really have a grasp with the entrepreneurs and founders and business owners and heavy concentration of builders that
Yeah,
we've had on this show. How many people struggle with saying no and with overcommitting?
constant. Yeah,
And it's something that I had a problem with, and of course, I overanalyze and isolate, silo myself, and then I can't imagine. It's got to be half the episodes or something close to that where you're like, people struggle with that and talk about it as a part of their kryptonite.
100%. Mine is actually how much I enjoy editing. And
Really?
it's a couple of hours on across Saturday and Sunday, and for me, I get to go through the show again and find a cold open, do those segment edits, and then just revisit our
Wow.
time together. And I started out thinking, how am I going to find some technology to do this for me? And now I realize it wouldn't be as fun for me in general if I wasn't doing the editing myself. So I really like that. You got a key learning?
I think the key learning would be how much people have enjoyed and appreciated the
Yeah,
self-reflection and how willing they are to be vulnerable. You and I enjoyed it because we really like the OAD technology
yeah,
behind everything, and that's what led us to the pod in the first place. But so many people either haven't done an assessment or a while or haven't done one, and we're thrilled with the accuracy and grateful for the experience. So I think we helped a lot of people.
I absolutely know we helped a lot of people. That's a great one. Mine is I'm just seeing it again and again, and this is really helping me that everyone processes events that they go through differently, whether
Mm,
that's a meeting or an email they received or frankly anything, and just know that um, people will take an input differently and respond to it, and that it's possible that I don't have to project anything on it. I can just know that that's how they operate in the same way that I hope they know that that's how I operate. And that's
right.
actually become core to our workshops is just helping people understand each other in a way that they can get past the style and get into whatever the topic is without being quite so reflexive about it. I'm not
Yeah.
great at it, but that's a big learning for me.
It's a
Dominant
work in progress.
kryptonite trait.
Yeah. Dominant kryptonite trait. Mine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would have to say that it is how hyper focused I can become. When the pressure is on and I'm feeling a deadline and I got to
yeah,
lock in,
you do
robotic,
lock in.
put everything else out. Miss things. People think they're talking to me and having a conversation, and it's drifting. I was talking to my daughter yesterday. She was asking me why I had white noise playing on my phone next to the laptop, and there was some music playing downstairs. And I said, I struggle to do two things at once. And if I'm listening to the music, I'm
Yeah,
listening for the words,
yeah,
and I'm not concentrating on what's directly in front of me. So I have to have that white noise to blur that out so I can be single minded to focus. And that's certainly a weakness.
yeah, and that's a positive because when you are working, you are working. but
That's true.
also like that transition out is not easy. And you've done a couple of bloopers where Amy's had to give you like the once over, like don't pull that in my kitchen.
That's right.
And then you had to shake it off, like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm not upstairs in the office. I'm in the family environment. Yeah. For me, I think mostly I talked about things related to low detail orientation, and I think those are the most common. But for
Yeah.
me, the ones that the killer kryptonite comes from the high extroversion, and when that sort of drives me for social acceptance, which is that allows me to network and do all the kind of stuff that I do for the pod and my business. But when rejection hits, I'm crushed, and that's just really hard. So I think that kryptonite, because of the impact rather than the volume of it, is my most dominant kryptonite trait.
Yeah.
Well, brother, we got stuff to do. Here's to year 2. I'm John Lane,
I'm Will Barfield.
and we continue to be
A
a
work in
work in
progress.
progress. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, John.
Work in Progress is a podcast presentation of Slipshod Productions, available on LinkedIn and YouTube. Executive produced and starring John Lane and Will Barfield. Talent booking, production, and editing by John Lane. Thanks for watching. See you next week.